What is it about you that others find so charming? It's difficult to put your finger on exactly what it is about a person you adore. Perhaps it's the ease you can joke about it with them, or the genuine warm feeling they convey. But you always seem to feel charmed by them. Scientists have spent a lot of time trying to pin down the characteristics shared that could reveal how you can be liked by everybody you come across, and have reached several essential conclusions. Do you want to know exactly what those crucial characteristics are? Understanding how to apply them successfully will instantly improve everybody's perception of you. So in order to understand the secrets that will change your life, stay until the end to make everybody feel completely captivated by you. Number 1. Copy what the other person is doing. The psychological term for unknowingly mimicking somebody else's behavior is mirroring, and it's a subtle way to be instantly likable. Mimic the other person's stance and gestures while you talk to them. Academics define the chameleon effect to explain how people unconsciously adopt the habits of their close friends and family. Mimicry might help you get social approval. 72 men and women who collaborated on a single project were included in the research. Participants were paired with partners whose actions were either mimicked or not replicated by the researchers. In the last moments of each encounter, the partners rate each other on their physical attractiveness. Consistent with the premise, it was discovered that people who were similar in their interactions tended to like each other more. Number 2. Spend more time with them. You can also broaden your circle of acquaintances by spending more time with those you already know. The mere exposure theory says that people are more likely to have a good opinion of someone they already know. The phenomena was proven by researchers who pretended to teach a mock psychology course to a group of 4 women and 4 men. The men would go every day to class, but 2 women would attend more often than the other 2. There was a wide range in the number of times that each woman came to class. Male students preferred the 2 women who had been seen most often in class when shown images of all 4 girls, since they just knew them better. Make sure to subscribe. Number 3. Be generous with your praise. If you constantly use derogatory terms to describe other people, eventually those terms will come to represent you, since when you badmouth somebody else, that action reveals more about you than about them. This phenomena is known as sudden trait transference. Gretchen Rubin, author of The Happiness Project, claims that your words about other people shape their impressions of you. If you describe another person as genuine and kind, that will be how they perceive you. If you constantly gossip about others behind their backs, however, your friends will start to view you in a negative light, and they will soon find out that they shouldn't trust you. Number 4. Keep a positive attitude. You can transmit most positive emotions by feeling and expressing them. People are profoundly affected by the emotions of those around them. It's really easy to transmit deep emotions to those around them. Research has demonstrated an extraordinary sensitivity to the emotions of those around you, which could make them feel much more comfortable and content with your presence. The research authors point out that we copy the actions and expressions of those around us without realizing it when we're natural empaths. If you want those around you to feel happy and upbeat, you should try to show it, and you can make them feel the same way. Number 5. A sharp sense of humor. Researchers had found that when people were asked to describe their ideal friend or romantic partner, they cared most about how funny they were. Using humor during initial interactions positively affects the other person's impression of you. The results suggest that doing something silly together, such as having one person wear a blindfold while the other teaches them a dance, can increase intimacy. And the closer you get to somebody else, the more they will like you. By the way, if you have difficulties applying any of these traits, the best place to go is online therapy. Indeed, the professionals here have enough experience to help you with your potential and emotions to make you a man's magnet. Click the link in the description to learn more. Number 6. Don't interrupt ever. Recent research at Harvard University suggests that talking about your achievements can be as rewarding as talking about things like food or money. In another experiment, people were asked questions about different things while inside a functional magnetic resonance imaging machine. Each participant was permitted to have a loved one observe them from outside their fMRI machine. Subjects inside the machine were told their responses would be given to a trusted friend or family member, or kept private. When people talked about themselves in private or in front of an audience, the parts of the brain associated with motivation and reward were the most active. In other words, you might leave a better impression on someone if you show genuine interest in their life story, rather than just ranting about your own. Make sure to like the video and comment your thoughts. Number 7. Let your guard down. According to Professor Jim Taylor, an individual's emotional openness or lack thereof can explain why some people click with one another and others do not. Nonetheless, Taylor does make one concession. There's a lot of risk in showing yourself as emotionally available because you never know if the other person will return your feelings. Research, openness, and expression are important traits for making friends. It might be worth taking a chance on a possible friend. Number 8. Listen to what the other person has to say. People often like to describe themselves in ways that align with their own perceptions. The self-verification theory describes this kind of conduct. It's in our nature to look for proof that what we think is true, whether what we think is true is good or bad. Numerous people with higher self-esteem preferred to hang out with others who shared their sentiments, whereas those with lower self-esteem gravitated toward those who did not. Potentially, people are more likely to interact with those whose reactions match their preconceived notions about them. According to the results of this research, interpersonal harmony is enhanced when our impressions of others coincide with their own, because it helps people feel like they understand each other, which is a key part of getting closer. Number 9. Don't be afraid to be clumsy. According to the pratfall effect, people may like you more if they think you're still competent after making a public fool of yourself. If you're honest about your shortcomings, people will likely like you. Researchers that conduct a study by having a group of male students view recordings of real people taking tests. People who scored well on the quiz but spilled their coffee at the end of the interview received higher likability ratings than those who scored similarly but didn't make a mess. Number 10. When you share the same vision. Theodore Newcomb paved the way for the theory that people tend to associate with others similar to themselves. For his experiment, Newcomb put together a diverse group of people and had them live together in a house owned by the University of Michigan. He tallied how much they agreed or disagreed on several controversial topics. Finally, there was a correlation between people who liked each other and those who had the same ideas. According to a recent study, recruits in the United States Air Force liked one another more when they shared negative personality traits than when they had positive traits. Number 11. Smile. Images of a female model smiling in several poses were shown to nearly 100 female undergraduates at the University of Wyoming. Findings suggest that a woman is likelier to be liked if she is smiling in her photo. The pose didn't matter. The women found her likable for her smile. Researchers found that when students' avatars were smiling, they felt better about their online interactions with other people. People are more likely to recall those who made them smile during initial introductions than those who did not. If you want to know more, then check out our next video.